he's taken this opportunity to really throw some good baseball.
Well, he has, and I think if we go back to the start of the season, everybody was concerned about Eric and what was going on with him. Well, I think a year and a half layoff and the surgery will do that to you, but you look at what he has done since April 27th, 3-0, ERA just over 128 strikeouts, 7 walks, opponent's average 184, one of the best curveballs in the American League.
Eric's won his last 2 ball games. His last start against Minnesota went 6 and looked good.
Well, I think, again, if he can command his fastball will be anywhere from 90 to 93 miles an hour, but that's the pitch I think is the difference for Eric. Starting to feel healthy, feel good about things, snap that hard breaking ball off, put away some hitters, and I think that's been the biggest difference for him. If he can be efficient like he has been lately, should be a good outing for him.
Let's look at our steal cut above the rest and take a look at the Mariner pitching staff. Mariner pitching has been outstanding. It's second in the American League to Oakland. Look at these numbers.
Well, you take a look at the ERA first of all, under 3 as you look at the month of May. Big part of that goes out to the bullpen. We don't talk about those guys enough, I think. You talk about Laffey and Paulie and Wright. And the job that Brandon League has 14 saves for Brandon League. He's up there tied for the league lead right now. The bullpen has really carried their end of the deal.
You got to love the way Brandon League has bounced back. It's a big part of the story here with the Mariners in 2011. Getting ready for the middle game of a 3-game set with the Baltimore Orioles. It'll be Jeremy Guthrie. He's out of Oregon. He'll take on Eric Bedard. It's all coming your way. Mariner baseball straight ahead.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. By the new Quest 5-year price lock promise. Visit quest.com/promise for details. By Honda. See your Honda dealers and discover the great values now being offered. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting hilarious Funny Man Sinbad June 11th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Hi friends, Andrew Menting here at the North Northwest Sports Desk. The M's and the O's getting ready to go at it. But let's talk about the division. Right now, just 2.5 games separates the top from the bottom, and every single one of them in action today. So you knew things were going to change quite a bit by the end of play today. And boy, they have already. The Texas Rangers and the Tampa Bay Rays going at it. And that game has gone final now. The Rays scored 2 in the 8th inning. Evan Longoria blasted a 2-run shot. Kyle Farnsworth picks up his 10th save and makes it stand up in the 9th. So the Rays giving the Mariners some help there. Meantime, the Los Angeles Angels are in Kansas City facing the
Positive air surrounds the Mariners and their fans right now. Right now, the ball club at 27-26. They're at game over 500 in the big standings and here at home. And tonight, the middle game of a 3-game set with the Baltimore Orioles. Welcome, everybody. This is Mariner Baseball from Safeco Field in Seattle, Washington. Glad to have you with us. Dave Sims and Mike Blowers and the Root Sports crews. We take a look at the starting lineup of the Orioles that'll face Eric Bedard.
Thank you, Dave. And for Buck Showalter, this is his lineup. Adam Jones back in the lineup today. He will hit second. Didn't play in yesterday's game. Guerrero, that's the guy Bedard needs to look out for. Hitting over 460 against him in his career. Mark Reynolds with a home run in yesterday's game. And J.J. Hardy, the former Brewer, will hit ninth. Numbers for Eric Bedard. He's been on a nice run. Good outing today. Maybe American League Pitcher of the Month of May. Good chance, I think.
Make a good case. Robert Andino will lead it off, the second baseman. He's the best hitter the Orioles have against left-handed pitching. Mike Malinsky, home plate umpire, backs out strike one. Mike working with Bill Miller at first, James Hoy at second, and Phil Cuzzi at third. 385 is Andino's batting average against left-handers. Great setting. As we look at strike two, 61 degrees. Very comfortable. Wind south at 4, not much of a factor. And the roof was pulled back. It was extended about a half hour, 40 minutes ago. A couple of sprinkles at about, 4:40-ish. Closed the roof and then opened it up in the last 35, 40 minutes. Big breaking ball by Bedard is fouled off. First few starts where he had losses at Texas, Cleveland here, at Kansas City, and home for Detroit. He went 0 for 4. Then late in April, boy, that curveball started getting a little snappier, able to control it a little bit better, spot the fastball, and he's had success.
I think something that we were able to see in spring training is that he had a good fastball. His fastball was in the low 90s in spring training and really was locating it well. But I don't think he necessarily trusted his overall health to snap that breaking ball off. Eric, one of the better curveballs in the American League, and I think over the course of time through April, some of the lumps he had to take. There's another breaking ball.
Ryan will take care of it. Dug out by Smoke, one down.
He started to gain confidence in that, and it's really shown here in the month of May. Take a look at the rest of the defense behind Eric. Figueroa out and left. Nice to see Franklin Gutierrez in the lineup. He'll be in center field. Ichiro and right. Ryan and Luis Rodriguez getting the start at third base tonight. Kennedy and Smoke at first. And Miguel Olivo will do the catching.
One of the stories tonight here surrounding the Mariners, Sean Figgins not playing tonight or tomorrow night, says Eric Wedge. Everybody knows about Figgy's troubles at the plate these days. It has been a tough go, and that is an understatement. As we look at Adam Jones, a former Mariner, looking at a strike. Figgins checking in at 190. Adam Jones having a nice run here with Baltimore. Leads the club in RBIs and runs scored. Didn't play last night, had a shoulder problem.
It's a good fastball from Eric on the inside corner to Adam.
Oh, 2 strikes.
Most of the right-handed hitters in the American League, when they see a left-hander, you get to where you want to just hang out over the plate. You feel like that's where they want to get you out. But Eric has done a nice job in this month also pitching inside and pitching inside effectively.
Breaking ball and a beauty. Tag applied by Olivo. 2 down.
And because of that, it'll set you up for this. A nice breaking ball down and into Adams. Not able to lay off of it. Feel like you have to speed the bat up to catch up to that inside fastball. And because of that, out in front, swings over the top of a breaking ball.
Right-handers hitting 245 against Bedard. Left-handers 220. Bring up Nick Markakis, the right fielder. Nick with a base hit last night in the 8th inning. He's extended his hitting streak to 12 games. Orioles are a real streaky team right now. They have lost 4 consecutive ball games. Meanwhile, the Mariners have won 3 of 4, 10 of 12, and 11 of 14 to get a game over 500. Buck Showalter talking about his starter Jeremy Guthrie, good athlete, and a guy, he said we don't have to worry about bunt defense against him because terrific athlete and guy that's been getting deep into games. His 13th season overall. Took over from Baltimore last August.
Guthrie has pitched well. Not much run support for him this year. His record is 2-6.
Bedard, the former Oriole, 114 games with them, went 40-34. Swing and miss. For Markakis, big time, 2-2. Two to Markakis. That's the way. Full count. Mariners winning last night 4-3. They withstood as we look at Vlad Guerrero. Baltimore scoring a couple of runs in the 8th inning to make it close. Breaking ball punched in the left field. Peguero does not have a play. It'll be a base hit for Markakis. Brings up Vlad Guerrero. 0 for 4 last night. That ended his team best hitting streak at 14 games. Baltimore's leading hitter at 295. First in hits and total bases. We've seen that before.
And swings so hard at it. Looks like he's going to break his bat over his back on the follow through. See him pulling his hands and trying to get the barrel to it. That fastball just beats him. Can't quite get there. But he will let it rip.
Check swing 0-2. Talking to Buck Showalter before the game, he says one thing he's not going to do after speaking with Ron Washington. Ron was Vlad's manager of Texas last year, tried to get him a little taste, get him a little play in the outfield, and got hurt out there. So
yeah,
that's not going to happen this year. Talking about interleague play, try to get him some at bats as a pinch hitter.
Save his legs if he can. At one point, he was one of the better outfielders in the National League.
In his prime, absolutely. In Montreal.
Yeah.
Rocket of an arm. You know, that Dave Parker, Dave Winfield, Roberto Clemente, Dwight Evans category. 0-2. He's got terrific numbers against Mr. Bedard and the Mariners in general. Bedard's got him 0-2. Struck him out. Zolivo applies the tag, and that'll do it. So Bedard gives up a first inning single. No harm done. Nothing across for Baltimore. The Mariners coming to bat. Glad you're with us here from Safeco Field. Ichiro to lead it off when we get back. Back here at Safeco Field, good to have these fans with us, and good to have you with us here on Root Sports as we take a look at the Mariners' batting order. Petro leading off, Mike.
Then it'll be followed by Brendan Ryan on a 10-game hitting streak. For Brendan has an average up to 276. Now Franklin Gutierrez starting to heat up at 265. Adam Kennedy always gives you a solid at-bat. He will hit 6 today. And Luis Rodriguez going to get a chance to play the next couple of nights. He will hit 8. Numbers for Jeremy Guthrie: 2.63 ERA, 67 innings pitched for him, 40 strikeouts to just 10 walks.
Guthrie out of Roseburg, Oregon. Lives in Pleasant Grove, Utah these days. Just pitched Etro for strike. Etro 2 for 4, couple of runs scored last night. 367 career batting average against the Orioles. That's the highest. How about that? The highest career batting average versus Baltimore among active players.
I think we're going to get to say that a few times this year with some of these clubs. I think the main thing for Ichiro is he had been struggling, and in last night's ball game he ends up with a couple of hits. As you can see, his average against the Orioles and what he's done. But he was able to get those hits early and get the Mariners on the scoreboard early because of it.
Slaps one to left field, and coming in making the play easily is Rymo. 1 out. It's always key when you look at his box score. You want to see the hits, you want to see the runs scored. And the top 3 guys scored all 4 runs. 2 for Ichiro, 1 for Ryan, and 1 for Smoke last night. Brendan Ryan's second game in the 2-hole. 1 for 4 last night. An RBI ground out in the first.
Yep, 10-game hitting streak. Hitting .514 over that streak. So he's not just checking in with 1 for 4s. He's getting a lot of multi-hit games, doing a nice job.
First time Ryan seeing Guthrie. There's a strike.
I think one of the things about Brendan, too, that we're going to notice, especially when you get into the dog days of August, is he's not only playing well, hitting the ball well. We mentioned his hitting streak, doing a nice job at shortstop, making all the plays. But he brings a lot of energy to this ball club, which is something you need in August. And I think that'll just continue with him.
And you got to remember, too, he survived August in St. Louis. Hello!
Yeah, he'll enjoy this a lot more in the Pacific Northwest.
Nice catch, Souvenir City. They'll share. That's what the people in St. Louis said. Hey, he's an effervescent personality. He got engaged in a conversation we were having yesterday in the clubhouse, and Robbie Thompson said, come on, you guys got to go so he can get dressed. Come on, he's got to get out. Get a little early infield here. Fly ball right field. I think Markakis is there. 2 down.
That's Rymold, and now Markakis in right. But Adam Jones back out in center field for the Orioles. Missed yesterday's ball game. Reynolds and Hardy on the left side of the infield. And Dino will start for Roberts at second base. Luke Scott back over at first. And Matt Wieters will do the catching.
Jeremy Guthrie out of Roseburg, Oregon. He lost had a no decision his last start against Kansas City. His 2 starts ago, he beat Washington 8-3, going 7 innings. His other win on the season, his first game of this campaign, he beat Tampa Bay down in St. Pete 4-1, going 8 innings. The Goose Creek Crusher. Justin Smoke scored ahead of Jack Cust on Jack's triple yesterday. Said he thought the ball was going out, but he hung at second base just to make sure. I told Cust, I'm glad you didn't run up my back. Center field for Jones. Adam puts it away, so both Guthrie and Bedard hang a 0 up on the board in the first inning. Be right back, no score. Always a great seat at the Hit It Here Cafe in right field here at Safeco Field. As we watch the second inning, Matt Wieters, Mark Reynolds, Luke Scott. Matt Wieters, the catcher, switch hitter, hitting right-handed, 268, left-handed, 271. Big Matt fouled straight back. Wieters 1 for 4 last night.
It's cooled off a little bit with runners in scoring position, Dave.
Yeah.
Hitting an even 500 coming into the game here, a third of the way through the season. As he fouls this one straight back. Maybe he got a piece of the camera.
What was it? When we were there in Baltimore early in the month, it was like 678.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Crazy. Ball and 2 strikes.
You look at his size, you think that as he gets a little bit older and gets through this league a few more times, he's going to be a 25 home run guy as a catcher.
Sends this one down to Ryan. Ryan throws him out. Down here in the second inning. Hey, get on board. Get on board. The OJ should be singing right now. The Mariners Go Green fan train this Friday when the Mariners meet the Rays. First 20,000 fans receive this year's edition of the popular collectible train car series. For tickets to Mariners Go Green Fan Train Night, visit mariners.com/tickets. Still remember the thrill of getting the Lionel train set. It just, all it did was go in circles, but it was very cool, and it was mine.
Do you still have it?
Buried somewhere in my brother's home in Philadelphia. You had all the trees, the scenery, you had the little people walking around.
Little people getting hit by the train. Come on, tell me every now and then you had to put him on a track.
No, absolutely. Right? Come on. You didn't need Snidely Whiplash for that. Come on. Mark Reynolds hit a titanic home run upper deck left field yesterday. We hit it like one of them. You know the softball guys that come here and put on the expedition? That's what he hit yesterday here in Major League Baseball. 385 upper tank on an 0-1 pitch against Doug Fister. Hansy's has been one of the big home run and strikeout guys the last 4 years. Arizona. Slow. First 53 games for him. And just a .98. Spiked that one 2-2.
You mentioned his numbers in Arizona. You would think that as things start to heat up here in the summertime playing at Camden Yards, he's going to hit a bunch this year.
364 in the gap.
Yeah.
Two, 1 out, nobody on. About the game Doug Fister threw last night. Good for him. 7 1/3, 7 hits, 3 runs all earned, 1 walk, and 9 Ks. That's his first win in a month. Good for Doug Fister, now 3-5.
Yeah, it's 9 strikeouts, a career high for him.
There's Doug with Adam Moore on the right. Adam Moore, as you know, out for the season with a knee injury. 2-2. Strike 3 call. Reynolds didn't like it. 2 down.
Well, according to the tracer, it's right there on the inside corner. Talked about it. One of the things that Eric has really done well this month is pitch inside, and that's a good pitch. Belt high, right on the inside corner.
Really jumped on him. Third strikeout for Bedard. 2 outs here in the second inning. There's Luke Scott. Luke at first base with Derek Lee on the DL. Ryan Roberts also second base with DL. Derek Lee, of course, the first baseman. Scott, a .234 hitter, 6 homers and 19 runs batted in, 1 for 3 last night. Pulled foul by Wayne Kirby, the first base coach. Coaching at third is John Russell ailing a little bit. Willie Randolph, the bench coach, he's down at third tonight. There's Willie, great second baseman with the Yankees. Dave Henderson still carries a picture of him blowing up Willie at second base. It's in his phone. He showed it to me the other night. The 0-2. The problem was, as Hendu, and I mentioned it to Willie today, he says it was Roy Smalley was at shortstop. He double clutched. Hendu got up on him, pop slide, rolled Willie, and practically sent him out to the green. Chris Chambliss remembered the play very well. He won a lot of rings with the Yankees. A good player and a great guy. Former manager with the Mets. Not a surprise Hendu still has that in his phone, is it?
No, it's not. That's why I laughed. Of course he does.
Boy, Willie was up in the air too, man. He got him. 2-2. See, Willie wasn't mad. He was mad at Smalley for hanging him out to dry. Little looper, right field. Ichiro, no problem. He's there. That'll do it for the Orioles. 1-2-3. Nice job by Bedard here in the second. Coming up for the Mariners, Cuss, Gutierrez, and Kennedy here at Safeco Field. And say, hey, they taste good, huh? Got some softball players in the house.
4th and State. Congratulations on that.
There's Jack Cuss to lead it off. Good to see John Stockton throw out the first pitch tonight, and it was a strike from the mound.
Got a little something on it, too. He didn't just lob it in there.
That's it. Jack Cuss, his first triple of the season, second of his career in yesterday's game, goes opposite field, slicing drive right to Reimel. 1 out. Here's the Basketball Hall of Famer out of Spokane and Gonzaga University. When he retired, the all-time leader in assists in the NBA. Stockton to Malone. You can hear Hot Rod Hundley with that right now. Here's Gutierrez. 4 for 9 against Guthrie with a home run. I want everybody to say a prayer for Baseball Hall of Famer Gary Carter. Malignant brain tumor, surgery not an option. Chemo and radiation is how they're going to attack it. 11-time All-Star, 19-year career in the big leagues. 1-2. Guthrie here at Safeco Field, 2-1, a 3.24 ERA. His career numbers against the Mariners, 2-4 overall with a 4.32. Goody came in the 8th inning. Yesterday's game.
He makes a difference, doesn't he?
Oh. Or blanket over the outfield.
Yes. Now he's starting to swing the bat. Figured it would take him a little while to get things going.
Full count. And Kennedy's on deck. Payoff to Goody. Struck him out. 2 down. First strikeout for Guthrie. Tomorrow, Michael Pineda. He's going to take the mound. Mariners hosting the Orioles. And guess what? For as low as $14 a person, groups of 4 to 12, you can get a ticket to Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package Day. Great deal. Come on out. Hot dog, Pepsi, and a ticket to see the Mariners take on the Orioles in the series finale. Take advantage of this offer by going to mariners.com/specials.
That will be a good one tomorrow afternoon. Michael Pineda going for the Mariners. Young man has really pitched well the first third of this season. 6-2 with a 2.42 ERA.
This against Brian Mattis tomorrow. Building to the future, brought to you by Banner Bank and American League rookie ranks. Mr. Pineda's off to a rather swell start.
He's doing okay. Young man has really handled things well too, hasn't he?
Yes, very impressive. And I tell you what, eager to learn is Kennedy's thrown out. Both pitchers through 2, looking good. And there's Big Mike, hungry for another win coming up tomorrow. Well, they're having some fun here tonight at the ballpark. Glad to have you with us, ladies. Look at that. Nice work. As Nolan Reimold leads off. J.J. Hardy to follow, and Robert Andino. Reimold, the left fielder. Recently called back up from AAA.
Well, he's off to a good start. 348 average, just 23 at bats for him, but he's hit 3 home runs since being called up.
2 home run game against Jeff Francis in Kansas City. 4-hit game back on May 26th. 0-2. Strike 3 call. Bedard rolling. That's his 4th strikeout. Quick dismissal of Reimold. Check out our AT&T trivia question. Here we go. For tonight, the Mariners' record for the lowest monthly staff ERA is 2.80 in July '91. Mariners finished 1991 with 4 10-plus game winners. can you name them? You're not going multiple choice, Dan, huh? What's up with that?
91.
I'm leaning on you, big fella.
Well, let's throw Randy Johnson in there.
All right, RJ.
About Eric Hansen.
Hansen. All right, give me 2 more, and I'll ride with you. I got shotgun.
You have to remember, I wasn't here then.
That's no excuse. You're playing.
I was your neighbor in New York.
That's right.
Oh, gosh.
How about Billy DeKay out in center field? Strike 3 called again.
He is really pitching well. 5 strikeouts for Eric. Again, it's locating his fastball. Look at this last pitch. Wow.
Nice little set here by Mr. Bedard.
What about Bill Swift?
Remember him from Maine Black Bear.
I have a feeling I am whiffing all over the place.
Yeah. Well, you got to get your hacks. You got to get your hacks. Come on. Go down swinging. 1-0 to Andino. Here's a strike. Robert grounded out the shortstop his first time up. So Bedard, here we are in the third. He's got 5 strikeouts. He had 4 in 6 innings in his last outing at Minnesota last week. Breaking ball hit to Kennedy. Just easy as pie for Bedard here. 5 strikeouts through 3 innings, giving up just 1 hit in this scoreless contest. Root Sports is brought to you by AT&T and by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, get the new bourbon barbecue steak grilled sandwich at participating restaurants. Very comfortable evening here in Seattle. Glad you're with us, Mariner Baseball. Bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll have the bottom third of the order. Olivo, Rodriguez, and Peguero. Breaking ball, hooked, foul by Miguel.
Brian Holman has to be on that list.
All
Brian
right.
Holman. So we have Randy.
I think you got Randy
Kruger, Holman, I think for sure. And then who else I have? Swift and somebody.
There's Olivo with a base hit, right center field. First hit for the Mariners this evening. This guy tough or what? I like the way he plays. Miguel Olivo.
Nice piece of hitting from Miguel. As you see him keeping his head behind the ball. Does a nice job. Not trying to do too much with it. Solid line drive back up the middle. Yeah, he brings the toughness to this team, doesn't he?
Yeah, I like it. Here's Luis Rodriguez. He's at third base tonight with Figgy getting tonight and tomorrow off. And Eric Wade said give him a couple of days off. We're going to navigate through as best we can. That's a gorgeous bunt. Sacrificed 1-3 for Luis Rodriguez, who gets the job done. That's his second sacrifice of the season.
And with the way Eric Bedard has been pitching as of late, why not try to get a run early in the ball game? I like this. Just go ahead and bundle Levo over. As you mentioned, Buck Showalter was saying that Guthrie is a good athlete, can field this position. A nice sacrifice by Rodriguez.
Carlos Peguero hitting $179, 2 homers and 8 runs batted in. It's interesting when you look at the two guys playing left field. You got Peguero, who is super aggressive, vicious swinging, and then you have on the other end of the spectrum Saunders, a lot more tentative. Both of them trying to get out of the sub 200 class right now. Peguero at 179, Saunders at 172. Rick Wood said Peguero started to dial it back just a little bit, but he's going to hit a few.
I think it's easier to learn to do that than go the other way.
In terms of dialing back.
Dialing back. Be aggressive early. You know, he's a young man, and he's going to go up there and get his hacks, and I think eventually over the course of time as he gets comfortable and familiar, and he'll start to back it off a little bit, figure out a way to get his hits along with the big power that he has, as opposed to the other way around. You know, I mean, it's a lot easier to do, I think. It's a good example is that pitch right there. It's 94 miles an hour right in the middle of the plate, and he fouls it off. We've seen him miss a lot of those pitches. As he gets more comfortable, he'll start to cover those pitches up.
Sometimes it's like counterintuitive. I really got to go for it. Just golf, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to dial it down a notch.
Peguero goes down on strikes. Strikes out for the 21st time in his 19th game. Top of the order in Ichiro. Second strikeout for Guthrie. See if Ichiro can pick up that run.
You know, the other thing that we've talked about too with the young players is they're just going to put him on. They'll bring up the hottest hitter for the Mariners, and Brendan Ryan hitting second. See if he can extend his 10-game hitting streak.
Ichiro, his 5th intentional walk, team leader.
But I think with a lot of times with the young players, you'll see them come up and then they get sent down, and that's when they start to think about those things, Dave, is when they go back down, kind of regroup, have a chance to take a deep breath and collect their thoughts, and then when they come back, they're usually much better.
We saw what happened to Smoke last September.
Yeah.
And the other thing, too, you talked about it earlier. I mean, up here, big, strong kid like that in a fastball count, guess what? Likelihood is you're not going to get one. Or certainly not one that you can reach.
Not in the middle of the plate.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And he'll think about those things. But when you're up here, it's so hard because you play every day and you're running out there and, you're dealing with failure and all the stuff that comes with that. Chance to regroup a little bit. He'll be fine. Talented young man.
So Ryan counting his first at bat tonight, 6 for his last 15 on this homestand. See if he can cash in right here with 2 outs, 2 on. Brendan in his hitting streak's been using the entire field as well. Sunday got a double to right. Base hit to left last night. Time is granted. So Levo's at second and Ichiro's at first. One to Brendan Ryan. Jeremy Guthrie in his 7th game against the Mariners. That'll do it. That'll go. No, sir. It was Andino. Got back and got it. Looked like it got off the bat better than it did. And that bid for a base hit and a run for the Mariners is squashed here in the 3rd in a scoreless ball game as these folks visit us from the great state of Louisiana. And this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Adam Jones, Nick Markakis, and Vlad Guerrero here in the 4th, 2-3-4 against Eric Bedard. Bedard with 5 strikeouts. The first 10 men that he's faced. Jones all over that breaking ball, base hit. So as you look at the ticker, fans are responding to our AT&T trivia question. See how the answers are coming up. They got Johnson, Hanson, Swift, and Holman. Mike Langston, Boss. Bill McKay.
Be tough to have Langston and Johnson on there, since Langston was traded to Montreal for Randy Johnson and Brian Holman.
Correct the mundo.
Gene Harris.
Markakis a base hit to left his first time. A 1 pitch. Markakis is a terrific outfielder, always among the leaders in outfield assists. Led the league a couple of years ago. Really good throwing arm. Adam Jones 5 for 5 in base stealing. Slicing drive left field, Peguero. Catch. One down, one on. Here in the top of the 4th. And this Thursday, Felix Hernandez, he'll take them out against the Rays. And Rays, good ball club. And you can be a part of the new Kings Court seating section. Felix loves it. Just for $30, you're going to get a field seat and a great-looking King Felix t-shirt. For more information on how to get those tickets to the Kings Court, visit mariners.com/Felix. Guerrero fouls one. That pitch was on his fist, and he still hit it.
Looked like it might have hit him if he didn't hit it. See how far inside that pitch was. Wow.
9 all-star teams. 6 as a starter. Coming off a good year last year, 306 DH for the Texas Rangers.
He has to be one of the last guys in either league to hit without batting gloves. Just puts a little bit of tape on his fingers. No batting gloves. You don't see guys doing that anymore.
You're going to believe it, the starters in this league? Yeah, no doubt. 1 out, 1 on, and a 1-1 count to Bad Vlad. Gets through Oliva, and Jones eases down to second. Take a look at this swing. Well, he's got supreme confidence he can get to anything.
Well, you could see that one get in there, and you could see his thumb jar his thumb. Well, he can, pretty much.
Yeah, why does he do it? Because he can, right?
Yeah. 319 career batting average, over 400 home runs.
Two and two. Remember last year, Rick Riz talked to him with an interpreter. His English is okay; it's not great, but learned to hit bottle tops as a kid growing up in the Dominican Republic. And if you swung it, you had to swing. They had to keep the game moving. So his eye-hand coordination is just off the chart. Although not this time, as he keys on a 2-2 breaking ball and a good one. That's strikeout number 6, a half dozen for Bedard. We're only in the 4th.
I showed you the tracer, all the pitches inside. This time it's a breaking ball. He's out in front of it. Take another look at it. This is what he sees, and he was able to keep that one in front of him. Nice pitch.
There's Matt Wieters. Runner in scoring position. 500 hitter entering tonight's game. And yes, that does lead the American League. In fact, it's better than Joey Votto's 429. Joey, of course, the reigning MVP in the National League.
What a player, huh?
Oh, I like him. How about was it? The Mariners swept them last year in 3 one-run games. Goody ran down a couple of balls that.
They were low-scoring games, right?
Yeah. 3-2, 2-1.
Yeah.
Strike in the outside corner, 2-1. Two-1 to Wieters. Back with another strike.
I was told 2 of those games were 1-0.
1-0 Cliff Lee, 5-1 Felix Hernandez, and 1-0 Ryan Mullins-Smith.
It's pretty good pitching to hold that club down to 1 run in the course of 3 days.
But that was easily their worst 3-game set of the year. 2-2 to Wieters. Strike 3 called. He got another strikeout. That's number 7 for Bedard through 4 innings. And he's got 4 of them looking. facing a fantastic pitching performance through 4 from Eric Bedard. Let's revisit our AT&T trivia question. Mariners record for the lowest monthly staff ERA, 2.80 in July 91. Mariners finished 91 with 4 10-plus game winners. Can you name them? And you came up with what? Randy Johnson, Hanson, Swift, and Kruger? Or Holman? Okay, that's what we went with. And survey says Johnson, Holman, DeLucia, and Kruger.
Rich DeLucia.
Not bad. 3 out of 4, Mike. Good job.
I forgot the one guy that I actually caught in the big leagues, though. Rich DeLucia.
Mariners hold Baltimore to 1 earned run today. And tonight they will beat that standard set, 91. Here's Smoke. Flat out the center, his first at bat. Two and 1 from Jeremy Guthrie. Began his college career at BYU, went on a 2-year mission in Spain, came back, and then went to Stanford, where he was named the 2002 Pac-10 Pitcher of the Year. 3 and 1. Smoke with a couple of hits in this homestand. Fouls it off.
Oh, with the way both of these guys are throwing in the game, who's going to make the mistake first? It's looking like Eric Bedard. He looks as good as we've seen him. 6 strikeouts, 7 strikeouts now. Wow.
4 looking, too. That's impressive. Payoff to left field. Reimold coming in. Coming in. Makes the catch. Jack Cuss, he hit a triple last night and had plenty of hang time. As we look at this one, popped up by Justin Smoke.
Yeah, unfortunately that had a lot of hang time too and gave Reimold a chance to run underneath it.
Triple by Cuss hit off the right center field fall yesterday. As we look at the shift against Jack, just a home run by about, you figure about foot and a half.
Yeah, it was in the air for a long time. He looked like when he hit it, he thought maybe he had enough of it to hit it out.
Yeah, that's what he said. More oomph. Cust is 3 for 11 now against Guthrie. 0-2 now. Mariners have had one hit. Olivo, a leadoff single in the third. They bunted him over. Couldn't get him in. Dart has given up just 2 hits. Strike 3 called. Both of these guys are dealing. That's a 3rd strikeout. Guthrie, 2 outs here in the 4th. Take a look at our CenturyLink high-speed pitch. And both guys, good velocity and great control and location tonight. Here's Gutierrez, struck out swinging on a 3-2 pitch, first time up. 76 miles an hour on that breaking ball, strike 1.
And you can see him gaining more confidence in it, which is not a good thing when he's able to locate his fastball with the way he has tonight. It's going to be tough if the hitters have to worry about a breaking ball that he can throw for a strike too.
Just 2 wins on the season for Guthrie. And meanwhile, on the Mariners side of things, having Goody here makes all the difference in the world. To right field, backing up Markakis, he's there. And that'll do it for the Mariners. Breezing along through 4. Those scored a terrific pitching duel.
time. The Oakland A's hosting the Bronx Bombers. And Oakland quickly finding out why they have that name. Top of the first, Curtis Granderson gets a hold of one, going deep to right, a 2-run shot, his 17th of the season. He has accounted for 4 of their 5 runs. Dave, back to you.
Curtis Granderson having a fabulous year as he picked up, going back to August, changing his hitting stance is good. He puts one in his pocket off the bat of Mark Reynolds, 1 down. How about Eric Bedard with 7 strikeouts? He's caught 4 batters looking.
He's only given up 2 hits in the game. Orioles have had 1 runner in scoring position. That was Adam Jones after he had a base hit. There was a wild pitch. But then he came back and struck out the next 2 hitters in Guerrero and Wieters. 59 pitches for Eric.
Luke Scott, the hitter. It's a ball 1. Bedard season high 9 twice this year's career best. 15 at Texas when he was with the Orioles back on July 7th of 07. 777. 07 was the date. One to Scott, Orioles MVP a year ago. Got through a legal 2-1. See the wind come here tonight.
Nice evening.
That Yankee series blowing in hard Friday night. Off speed pitch. 2-2. Mariner pitching staff creating a little buzz around baseball and around the country.
About time.
Everybody knows about Felix, but Pineda certainly has caught everybody's attention. Bedard, his bounce back from his physical ailments over the last few years, and Vargas and Pfister. There's number 2 ERA in the American League behind Oakland.
Let's not forget about the guys doing all the dirty work out in the bullpen.
Bullpen.
Yeah.
You're here. Get the formula, it's working. David Pauly, Jamie Wright in the 8th, and League in the 9th. With Laffey thrown in there when necessary. A lot of good work out there. 3-2. Popped it up. Rodriguez taking a look. He'll not have a play. One out, nobody on. Mariners play Scott a few steps towards left center. Payoff to Luke. That could be some trouble. It is. It'll sit down and get into the corner. Scott will get into second base with a double. 3rd Baltimore hit. Had a hit in the 1st, the single by Markakis, and in the 4th, a leadoff single to center by Jones.
Well, he goes with a fastball. Pitches on the outside corner. Not a bad pitch in a 3-2 count, but a nice piece of hitting from Scott. Hit it down the left field line.
9th double for Luke. First extra base hit in this ball game. Here's Nolan Reimold. Orioles had really been struggling coming into this series. I mentioned a real streaky ball club. Strike 1 and on the fist. Coming into tonight, they've had just 3 extra base hits, 2 doubles and a homer. 4 games on this road trip. And Reynolds' homer was the first in 38 2/3, dating back to May 26th, homered last night. Tried to get back in there, 1-1. Breaking ball, that one hit well. Left field, Peguero's got to play it on the hop. Scott might have a play, got him! Carlos Peguero to Rodriguez for the out. The second out here in the 5th inning.
Mariners really catch a break on this. It's just a regular line drive, base hit into left field. Fooled Scott. He's going back to second, and by the time he goes to third, Peguero guns him down.
So base hit.
Wow.
Out recorded at third, 7-5, and that was a no doubt about it.
See that very often. Solid base hit to left, throwing the runner out at third from second base. That's something.
Take it. Rookie with an outfield assist. Swing and a miss by J.J. Hardy, the shortstop. Struck out looking on 3 pitches in the 3rd. Just get Hardy 0-2 again. Dare to strike away from another 0 posting. And Jeremy Guthrie hooked up on a good one here at Safeco Field. 0-2 to Hardy. Hit a long way to left field, but Peguero, boy, he took a bad break on it. Backs up, nice recovery, makes the play. So a couple of base hits, a double and a single, and a Luke Scott getting thrown out at third by Peguero. No score here at Safeco Field.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Root Sports bringing you Mariner baseball. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, the Root Sports crew. Adam Kennedy leading off. Olivo and Rodriguez to follow. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jeremy Guthrie throwing a nice game as well as Bedard. And to left field, and Reimel puts it away for the first out. Starbucks, we love you Fridays. It's back. And they're taking Seattle out to the ball game. Come into any Seattle Starbucks location this Friday after 3 p.m. for a free Mariners ticket. Better get them while supplies last. For more information and a store list, visit starbucks.com/Seattle. That's a good deal. Here's Miguel Olivo. Single to center, leading off the third, sacrifice the second. They couldn't get him in. You can see the aftermath of his face plant the other day when he was diving first base, trying to beat out a base hit. Saw somebody do that. What game was on earlier while we eat lunch? The Cardinal game, whoever the Cardinals are playing. Cardinals are playing San Francisco. I saw somebody dive head first. He was out.
At first? You don't like that play, do you?
No, I don't. Unless circumstances provide, if the first baseman has to come down the line, you got to get around them or something like that. It's different.
Right.
And I like Superman as a kid too, but Eric Wedge is so funny. He says we tell him not to do it. And somebody said, "Yeah, I got teenage kids too." 2-2 to Olivo. Strike 3 called. Fourth strikeout for Guthrie. Second looking. I'll bring up Luis Rodriguez. Sean Figgins getting tonight off, tomorrow off. What did Eric Wedge say about Figgins? He says, Figgy, when it's all said and done, he's going to have a big impact on his team. He's a good person, good player. Going through a tough spell. I believe in the man, the person, the player, and the human being.
Every now and then, even veteran guys need a mental break just to kind of regroup, watch a ball game, work on some things, not have to worry about taking it into the game. I'm sure that's what Sean has been doing.
He wants to play. I love that about him. He says he wants to play. I love that about him. In today's game, that's not as usual as it used to be. Guys are pulling for him on the bench. He's been good on the bench, good with the team. Best to get a couple of days off. Another difference about this game, too, Buck Showalter even brought it up. He says, when he was younger, and I think you mentioned this a couple of years ago, back after a game, you sit around and talk about the game for a half hour. You get the bucket of cold ones, and everybody sits around and, well, what did we learn from that? Or,
what about the guy tomorrow?
Yeah.
Something to think about. You don't see that as much anymore.
And the other thing Buck said, he says, I hear this from in all the sports I'm around, not as big of fans of the game as we were. I've heard that in all the sports. Two and two. Rodriguez has had his share of heroics this year. The game here at home against Toronto on a Monday night. Mariners are down 7-0. Hey, Bussy, warm up the bus. Mariners came back. A big sac fly recently. That was in Minnesota. Two balls, two strikes. Nobody out. Nobody on. Two outs here. Pitch to Rodriguez. Struck him out. Wow, these guys are really on their game. Guthrie struck out 5. Bedard struck out 7. No score.
Hi, friends. Angie Mentink here at the Northwest Ford Sports Desk. We're still waiting for somebody to score. Just an update for you between the Angels and the Royals. The Royals do the Mariners a favor and win this one 7-3. Back upstairs to you, Dave.
All right, Angie, thank you very much. Robert Andino, top of the order, here in the 6th against Eric Bedard. Bedard, who's got 7 Ks, closing in on a season best, which he's done twice. He's got 9 in that category. Andino today has bounced to short and bounced to second base.
Has to be one of the few counts we've seen Eric behind in 2-0.
He's back in it, 2-1. Two-one offering. 3-ball count. It's the third 3-ball count for Eric Bedard as Adam Jones waits. Outside, you can hear Mike Malinsky, so a walk. The first issued by Bedard. Guthrie has issued a walk, but it was an intentional walk to Ichiro. Let's take a look at our Mariner calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Baltimore, wrap it up tomorrow, 12:40 start time. The Tampa Bay Rays are in for 4. And a quick road trip, 3 in Chicago, 4 in Detroit. Mariners come home. That next homestand will feature 3 with the Angels, a day off, and then 3 with the Phillies. Adam Jones looks at a strike. Adamson's being traded away by the Mariners. That base hit in the 4th inning is 8 for 15 against his old club. It's 8 for 15 this year. 0-1. That'll find a hole. How about that? Broke his bat. Andino can fly, and he's going to get the 3rd easily.
Threw him a couple pitches inside. This one shatters his bat, makes splinters out of it. But unfortunately, with the runner on first, big hole on the right side, and Adam finds it. So Eric has his work cut out for him here in this inning with nobody out, because he's been cruising in this game.
The Orioles have their first runner to 3rd. First who tried was Luke Scott, was thrown out. Curious play as Reimel dropped the base hit the left. Hung in the air for a while. Scott got confused, got hung up, and Figueroa threw him out. Here's Markakis with runners at the corners. By Nick, who's 1 for 5 against Bedard. That includes tonight's 1 for 2.
Middle of the infield playing back, so they'll go for the double play with nobody out and give up a run. The way this game is going, probably a good idea. Stay away from a big inning if you can.
Breaking ball pulled Markakis way out in front, 0-2.
Looking for another fastball, and as Dave mentioned, way out in front of that pitch, down and off the plate away. Did a nice job so far this year picking that runner up at 3rd with less than 2 outs.
Got Guerrero on deck, 0-2 to Markakis. Right around his hands. Pretty good, says the tracer.
Good looking pitch.
Eric Bedard out of Navan, Ontario. Looking for a big pitch here. 1-2 to Markakis. Outside, 2-2. Markakis, born in Long Island, grew up in Georgia. Real solid right fielder. A very good defender for Baltimore. Bedard needs a big pitch. 2-2 with 2 on. Ryan will go to Kennedy for 1. They'll turn to double play, give up the run. They get the 2 outs. That's how they were set up. 1-0 Baltimore.
Take a look at it. Gets the ball down in the zone. Makes Markakis hit it on the ground. And Brendan Ryan did a nice job all year at shortstop. Easy turn for Adam Kennedy.
Bedard had a consecutive scoreless streak, and it ends at 20 innings as Guerrero fouls one off. Guerrero, so far tonight, he's struck out in an 0-2 pitch and a 2-2 pitch. Way out front again. His ability to change speeds tonight is very impressive.
Even on his breaking ball, takes a lot. 76 miles an hour on this breaking ball. Wow.
Little dribbler. Gonna be a tough play. Ryan barehand. Yes, sir. Got him. Good play by Brendan Ryan. A walk proved costly as Andino comes around to score. 1-0 Baltimore. The 1-0 lead runs at a premium here tonight. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, and the Root Sports Crew. There's Carlos Peguero to lead it off. 9-1-2. Peguero, Ichiro, and Ryan. Jeremy Guthrie with a strike. Thus far, Jeremy 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. It was intentional. Giving up 1 hit, a leadoff single to Olivo in the 3rd. Off-speed pitch, fouled it off. This young man's throwing difficult to believe. He's 2-6 with a 3.63 ERA, but it's been a lot, mainly about run support. It's not gotten a lot.
Hasn't had much tonight, just the 1 run for him, but it's been enough so far.
And Peguero is gone. And it's strikeout number 6 for Guthrie. Started out the season with a win, then loses 3 straight, a no decision, then loses 3 more before picking up a win against Washington. Top of the order in Ichiro. Ichiro 0 for 1. Fly to left and intentionally walked. Ichiro no longer Mariners leading hitting batting average wise starting today. Adam Kennedy at 283 is the team leader. Ichiro at 276. Ichiro leading in games played, bats, runs, and hits, and intentional walks.
And the hot hitting of Brendan Ryan, that got him up to 276 coming into the game.
Yep.
10-game hitting streak.
Ichiro still second to Adrian Gonzalez, multi-hit games. How about Agon, what he has done? Boston Red Sox with a miserable start. They started this afternoon tied with the Yankees atop the AL East as Ichiro goes down on a 2-2 pitch. That is 7 strikeouts for Guthrie. Fastball, slider, change, curve. A lot of things working well for Guthrie.
Throwing them all for strikes when he wants to. A nice job locating his fastball today.
Here's Ryan. Fly to right, pop to second. Seven strikeout, 1 hitter, 1-hit shutout for Guthrie brewing here at Safeco. Working at a brisk pace as well. Back up the middle, finds a hole into center field. Brendan Ryan checks in with the Mariners' 2nd hit of the evening.
When you're hot, you get base hits like this, chops it over the pitcher's head, right back up the middle. J.J. Hardy playing into pull, can't get to it. Now Brendan Ryan with an 11-game hitting streak.
Both guys doing well. Guthrie's giving up fewer hits. They're even in strikeouts.
Yeah, just the 2nd hit for the Mariners. Olivo led off the 3rd inning with the Mariners' 1st hit. Certainly like to see Justice Smoke get into one here, see if he can snatch the lead.
One-0 to Smoke. Took a little off. 1-1.
And according to the tracer, right at the bottom of the strike zone with a changeup.
The other way. That stays fair. No, it's a foul ball. Ryan was in high gear. He was getting at least a 3rd. 1-2.
See if Justin needs a new piece of lumber. Sounded like he hit that off the end of the bat. Nope.
It didn't sound good.
No.
Inside 2-2. Smoke, the Mariners home run leader, RBI leader, total bases, doubles, and slugging. Ryan back safely. Well, Guthrie, good fielder, as Buck Showalter advertised. Cleans up the 6th inning with that snag of the bouncer off the bat of Smoke. 1-0 Baltimore. Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Washington's Lottery. Play together, win together. By Whitmer Brothers Brewing, brewing without boundaries. And by Pizza Hut, the new ultimate stuffed crust pizza. Now get your favorite toppings and cheese baked right into the crust. Gorgeous sunset here in Seattle. Glad you're with us at Safeco Field. Nice to be playing baseball. Still plenty of daylight here at 8:44 p.m. Pacific time. Matt Wieters, Mark Reynolds, Luke Scott, 5, 6, and 7 against Eric Bedard. He struck out 7, gave up a run in the 6th inning. Never fails, right? The leadoff walk comes back to get you.
In this league, American League especially, I think it hurts you more than any. And they always seem to move those guys around the bases.
And Dino walked on a 3-1 pitch. Base hit Jones. Got Endino to third, and he scored as they turned a double play.
By the way, we have years of numbers to support that.
Yeah, I'm sure you
hasn't changed much in this game.
Yeah, right. I'm sure you've been involved in a few of those too,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Sitting there at third base. Oh, dude, don't walk him now. Come on. Off speed pitch, hammered right field, going back. It's gone. Wow, you got that right, boy. He had a 2-1 pitch out of the yard for his 5th home run, 27th. RBI, and Baltimore's got a 2-0 lead. Baltimore 9th in home runs on this season. Wieters, big, strong, 6'5" catcher, switch hitter.
Well, at the beginning of the show, we talked about him possibly hitting 25 home runs in 1 year. And that pitch is hammered 76 miles an hour. Off speed pitch. Hit about 5, maybe 6 rows deep.
Wanted to throw it back, but keep the souvenir. Mark Reynolds, the hitter, pops this one way up in the air. Playable for Olivo. Rodriguez coming to help him. Nice play by Miggy. He is the gamer's gamer.
That is a major league pop-up.
Yeah, see it. Google it and find that one.
Yeah. May have hit the roof if it was closed tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think that's a decent call. Yeah. I think it was way up there.
He stayed with it, though. Nice job. Good concentration.
If you've done those drills before, folks, and those pop-ups, that's not easy. I wonder how many guys, how many coaches, old coaches, are still around that can hit fungos. Maybe not quite that high. Be able to hit them straight up, stand at home plate and hit them babies straight up.
We used to do it all the time. We'd take infield. We don't do it anymore. The guys at the end of the infield would hit pop-ups like that to the catcher. Usually hit 2 or 3 of them and sky them.
You remember that?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Luke Scott doubled his last time up, 0-2.
Chris Ray getting loose in the Mariner pen.
And again, you don't see many teams taking infield.
No. The Mariners have them, and they just do it early. They do it before they take batting practice. They get a lot of the guys on the infield and work them out. Eric Bedard, this next pitch will be 96 for him.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Remember when I was first breaking in, we'd take infield every day, and that usual Sunday day game, and you get a day off of it. It was kind of nice. Now these guys rarely take it. It was that way towards the end of my career, too, where they just stopped taking it altogether.
Pluses and minuses of it?
Can't think of too many pluses. I think the minuses of it, I don't think it's as big a deal at home because you get to work out so much more when you're at home and you're used to the field. But I think on the road, at least the first day in, I think it's nice to get it. And then plus it gives the outfielders a chance to throw because they don't get to throw anymore. You know, when you think about it, that's the only time that they can practice throwing to the bases and doing that. Of course, in spring training, they work on their cutoffs and relays and do all that stuff.
The other thing, too, if you do that, you want to be... You want to watch your opponents so you can gauge the arms, who's got what.
Right. Yeah.
That's critical. Count 2-2 to Luke Scott. Mariners have been held to just 2 hits. Levo in the 3rd, a single to center, and Ryan a single to center in the 6th. Nolan Reimold. Payoff to Scott. Way upstairs, walked him. His 2nd walk in as many innings.
100 pitches now for Eric.
So Eric Wedd's coming out to get him. Bedard has been pretty much a 100-pitch pitcher. And he's done here in the 7th inning. He'll leave trailing 2-0. He struck out 7 on the evening. Chris Ray will take over. Baltimore here in the Emerald City, Seattle, Washington. Good to have you with us here at Safeco Field. Eric Bedard, your thoughts?
Well, again, he started the game great, striking out a lot of the Orioles. Weren't even making good contact off of him when they put it in play. A couple of mistakes ended up costing him. The leadoff walk in the 6th inning was the one that hurt him, but overall, Eric was in pretty good command. 100 pitches for him, 66 of those for strikes. Unfortunately, not much run support for him so far tonight.
Most pitches Bedard has thrown this year. 106, his third start at Kansas City, went 4 2/3. There's a look at his ledger for tonight. A little hungry for some run support, so we go from number 45 to number 46. Here's Chris Ray. First pitch to Reimel. I like when the umpires say, no, a little inside.
I do too.
I like that.
Yeah.
Mike Malinsky, local guy.
Done a nice job tonight behind the plate. I think he's been consistent with his strike zone, which is what pitchers and hitters like.
That's all he asked.
Yeah.
Mike's at a Bothell, doing a nice job tonight. Reno. J.J. Hardy, the shortstop's on deck. Back with a strike. There's Jim Presley, former Mariner on the left, former Mariner player. Adam Jones. Chris Ray, he's a former Baltimore Oriole, and he walks the first man he faces. So 2 on now for Baltimore, a run in and 1 out. Make sure you hold this 9-inning meeting at Safeco Field tomorrow. Mariners will be hosting the Orioles. 12:40 special start time. Mariners will have Michael Pineda on the mound. It's a U.S. Bank matinee. Great excuse. Get away from work. Get your tickets to the game at Mariners.com or any Mariners team store. J.J. Hardy. Strike one. J.J. strikeout looking and a fly to left. Way outside. Down the line off of Rodriguez's glove. They'll hold right there. Everybody's safe. A rocket base hit off the bat of J.J. Hardy. Bases are loaded.
This one is hit right on the button down at Rodriguez. Tries to get in front of it. Can't do it. Was able to get enough of it though. And Brendan Ryan always hustling over to keep the runner from scoring. Well, all kinds of trouble now for Chris Ray.
You know it. Chris Ray, last appearance a couple of days ago, Sunday. Pitched 2 innings, 1 hit, scoreless ball against the Yankees in that 7-1 New York win. And now he's come in, giving up a walk and a base hit. The bases are loaded. Top of the order, Robert Andino.
And with 1 out, it looks like the Mariners will try to make the play at the plate, bringing the infield in.
Strike one. Was it Milwaukee last night or night before last had a walk-off suicide squeeze? We've seen what Ron Washington and the Rangers do it here. Fly ball right field shallow. Here comes Ichiro. Runner at third is Luke Scott, and he will hold. Big second out. So here comes Adam Jones. Hits in his last 2 at bats. So right field in the 6th, the center in the 4th. He's 2 for 3. Nine for 16 against the Mariners this season. He was part of the deal that brought Bedard here to Seattle. Strike one. Chop foul, so Rays ahead 0-2. Ray, he's got a long stretch without a lot of action. Now here he is for the second time in 3 days.
They got some room to make a couple of pitches off the plate. Good fastball, 95 miles an hour on the hands of Adam. Pitch inside. Throw a couple of pitches off the plate, see if you can make him chase one of them.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Ray trying to keep it just a 2-0 deficit. 1-2. Here we go, 1-2. Fouled off again.
Like some of that dirt kicked up. Home plate umpire in the face. He's trying to shake it out of his mask. That last pitch, middle of the plate. He wants to stay away from that in the 1-2 count. He's able to get away with it on that pitch.
Chris Ray needs an out right here. 1-2 to Adam Jones. Swung on and missed. Got him. That's a good pitch. But Chris Ray shuts the door, prevents further damage. 2-0 Baltimore.
The Mariners' 7th inning stretch is brought to you by the Washington Traffic Safety Commission and the Click It or Ticket Project, reminding motorists that extra seatbelt patrols are happening now. So please buckle up day and night. Dave, back upstairs.
All right, Edgy, thank you. That is a great sight right there. Good screen save on that one. Passing around. Jack Cust, Franklin Gutierrez, and Adam Kennedy against Jeremy Guthrie. Guthrie's been tough. He's got 7 strikeouts, held the Mariners to 2 hits.
He's only thrown 80 pitches now through the 6 innings that he has worked. So the Mariners get a couple of runners on and put him in the stretch.
3-0 to Cust. See Cust go to work here. Three-one pitch to Jack. Full count. Cust 3 for 12 against Guthrie. And he struck him out. Wieters held on. 1 out. That's strikeout number 8. Jeremy Guthrie. All signs point towards riding Sound Transit and saving a ton of money on gas and parking. Visit soundtransit.org for details. Here's Franklin Gutierrez, a strikeout and a fly to right.
Yeah, he hit the ball hard his last time out. Out to right field. Unfortunately, it was right at Markakis.
Strike 1. Guthrie with the 8 strikeouts. A new season high. His previous best was 6 back on 27th of April. Got a no decision 6 innings work against Boston. 0-2 to Goody. Guthrie's career high in strikeouts, 10 back on May 19th of 07 at Washington, and he did it against Detroit May 30 of 09. Is it enough? No, Andino's all over. 2 outs. He's got the handcuffs on the Mariners.
He's just cruising along at this point. Throw too many pitches in the middle of the plate. Splits aren't great. 56 strikes, 31 balls out of the 87 pitches that he has thrown so far.
Kennedy fouls it off. Adam tonight ran out to second, fly to left. Oh, 1. Solid base hit right field for Adam Kennedy. 3rd hit for the Mariners. Brings a tying run to the plate.
Take a look at Adam. Nice classic left-handed swing. Pitch down in the zone. Hits it hard.
Good top hand action too. Adams aboard. Gil Olivo stands in. He got the Mariners' first hit leading off the 3rd inning. Second time up, he struck out looking on a 2-2 pitch. That'll get foul. Boy, what a scramble, huh? So Olivo with 4 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Outside 1-1. Miguel tied. Make that number 2. It's number 2 in RBIs with 19. 1-1. High heat beats him.
Guthrie now here in the 7th inning, not throwing as hard as he was earlier in the game. Topped out at 95 miles an hour, but his location has been outstanding.
1-2. Gil just got a piece of that one. Mariners need some hits, need some runs. 1-2 to Olivo with a man at first. 2-2. Nothing like a 2-out base hit and an RBI. 2-2 to Olivo. Popped it up. Andino will back up. And that concludes the 7th inning. They get Kennedy aboard with 2 outs, and that's it. Guthrie throwing a 3-hit gem. Safeco Field here in Seattle. The sight of that scoreboard not real pleasant for Mariner fans on the short end of a 2-0 deficit with Jeremy Guthrie, native Oregonian, throwing a heck of a ball game, a 3-hit shutout.
Well, Chris Ray was in a little bit of trouble last inning, was able to pitch out of it. And walked a batter, gave up a base hit, load the bases up. A weak fly ball to right and a strikeout. So hopefully he can keep the score right where it's at. Mariners a chance late in this game to come back.
He's got 3, 4, and 5 to deal with. Markakis, Guerrero, and Wieters. One to Nick. Markakis tonight, a single to left, fly to left, and hit into a double play. Two and one. To right field. Nitro, good jump, runs it down. Let's see how he deals with Mr. Guerrero. Vladdy tonight 0 for 3.
Figured out a way to set him up yet?
No.
Okay.
Send a telegraph when you figure it out. Boy. Guerrero 3 for 6 with a homer against Ray.
I think whatever success pitchers have had against him, that's where you have to go. You have to come in off the plate. He will hack at pitches in off the plate and try to keep it on his hands. Out there it becomes a little more difficult.
Surrounding it is Kennedy, and he throws at Guerrero. 2 down. Did a heck of a job bailing out and still getting a bat on that ball. When you're traveling outside the Northwest this season, take the Mariners with you wherever you go. Subscribe to MLB.tv today. See every Mariners game live or on demand on your computer or on your favorite devices. Go to Mariners.com to order and get more details on MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Matt Wieters against Bedard, batting right-handed, got a pitch away from him and hammered it into the lower right field stands. His 5th homer and his 27th RBI.
Wow, good pitch.
Pitch was up.
That is using all the leverage you have at 6'5" to hit it opposite barrel here at Safeco.
2-1.
Aaron Lappy getting loose in the Mariners bullpen. Left-hander probably gets a chance to pitch an inning today.
Two and two, the count to Matt Wieters. 2 out, nobody on here in the 8th. Work to do for the Mariners with the time running short. Ray trying to end it right here. 2-2. Get out of play. Two runs, 7 hits, no errors for Baltimore. No runs, just 3 hits for the Mariners. Jeremy Guthrie struck out 8. And Wieters goes down swinging. Good inning for Chris Ray. 1-2-3 in the top of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th. Rodriguez, Figueroa, and Ichiro. Mariners in search of some runs. Baltimore lead, second game of a 3-game set. We check out the Home Depot doing more on defense. How about this play right here with Scott, Luke Scott? He had doubled, and he got himself hung up between second and third. Was easily thrown out by Piguero, and then nice play here by Ryan, charging, barehanding, and throwing out that flag. Home Depot doing more on defense. Luis Rodriguez, Carlos Piguero, and Ichiro here in the 8th.
And with that, Piguero will hit second, and Brendan Ryan hitting cleanup in this inning. Brendan Ryan's really had a nice month of May, hasn't he?
11-game hitting streak, you know it. Good stuff. Meanwhile, Jeremy Guthrie has been dealing. He's walked one, and that was intentional. They get pass to Ichiro back in the third, so he could get to Ryan, and he popped him up. And 2 to Rodriguez. Luis a sacrifice in the third. Got a runner to second to no avail. And then a strikeout in the 5th. Third time Guthrie's gotten into the 8th inning. High ball center field, backs up. Adam Jones makes the catch. One out. One out, bottom 8. Root Sports is looking for the biggest Mariner fans in the Northwest throughout the season. We're going to be going state to state. Follow the most passionate fans in our region. This month, we want to hear from our devoted fans in Montana. Log on to rootsports.com and show us what you've got. Show us why you're one of the Mariners' ultimate Northwest fans. 100 pitches for Guthrie. Here's Piguero, struck out twice. See what the young man has learned here. Looks in strike. 2-2 pitch at Cade, an 0-2 pitch. He went down swinging. Off-speed pitch sent to center field. 2 outs. And Jones with the catch. He's really pitched well, Guthrie.
He has.
Changing speeds.
Changing speeds on his fastball, too. Probably average about 92, 93 miles an hour, but he's dropped it down to 89, 90. At times get a little more sink to it. 102 pitches for him so far, and you see the numbers by inning. Really hasn't had a stressful inning yet.
Outstanding young man. Graduated in '97 from Ashland, Oregon. Team MVP, football, hoops, and baseball his senior year. Quarterback the football team as Scott ranges over, and they can't make the play. Ichiro's aboard. E1. They said he should have caught it. Let's see.
Take a look at it. It's a nice play by Scott as he goes to his backhand side, throws it. Yeah, I would say more times than not, Guthrie probably makes that play. So the Mariners catch a break. Ichiro stays at first base.
Guthrie, his high school class valedictorian, couldn't come up with the big play right there. Keeps the inning alive for the Mariners. Brendan Ryan, the hitter. It's set up nicely for the Mariners. Their hottest hitter, one of their fastest base runners at first. 2 outs.
Talked about Brendan Ryan being hot, now has an 11-game hitting streak. Nice hole on the right side. He's hit the ball the other way quite a bit over the course of that streak. With Ichiro at first. Right side of the infield is wide open for him.
He goes right side. Markakis has to play it on the hop. Ichiro will hold it second. Interesting developments here brewing in the 8th.
Well, you have your home run and RBI leader coming to the plate. Brendan Ryan continues to play good baseball here. Last day in the month of May. Why not finish with another base hit?
2 for 4. He's got base hits his last 2 times up.
104 pitches for Guthrie. Still no action in the Oriole bullpen.
Ryan on this homestand now, 8 for 18. First back-to-back Mariner base runners this evening.
I would have to think that Justin at this point is looking for something out over the plate. Guthrie has pitched him away the entire game.
Mariners have won 3 of 4, 10 of 12, and 11 of 14, while Baltimore's trying to stop a 4-game losing streak. Big spot here, bottom of the 8th. Strike one.
Well, there's a fastball away. I think he's going to stay there.
Oji Yohara. Right quickly.
And with a couple of base runners, Brandon Lee starts playing catch in the Mariner bullpen.
0-1 to Smoke.
Here's
a drive! Deep right field! Get out of here! It is! 3-run homer for Justin Smoke, and the Mariners take the lead!
Well, we were talking about Guthrie, and he has not made many mistakes, but this is one. They tried to go away from Justin Smoke again, and he throws this pitch in the middle of the plate, just above the knees, and Justin Smoke, yeah, put a smile on. Why not? He gives this thing a ride, too. Nothing cheap about it. This ball is drilled deep into the seats in right center field. Justin Smoke with his 8th home run of the year, 31 RBIs now, and he knew it when he hit it.
Look at the dugout. Felix jumping up and down. Everybody jacked. Here's Cust. Boy, you talking about some two-out lightning here in the 8th. 404 feet for Smoke, his 8th home run. Takes his RBI total to 31. Cust 0-2. Smoke takes a curtain call on request. Absolutely. About that late inning lightning for the Mariners. 0-2 Cust. Pitch outside. Goose Creek Crusher does it here in the 8th. Cust strikes out with the good news, a 3-run homer with 2 outs, with 2 on. And the Mariners have a 3-2 lead. Little Brandon League time. Top of the 9th inning as the Mariners try to get game 2 in this series against the Orioles. How sweet it is.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's premier entertainment, gaming, and dining destination. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Sterling Savings Bank. Visit sterlingsavingsbank.com. Dave, I thought we were going to be sitting here for the bottom of the ninth. I got to get downstairs.
I had no such thoughts, Angie, nor did my partner Mike Blowers. 3-2, top of the ninth inning. Brendan Ryan, a 2-out single, and Justin Smoke delivers a 3-run homer. After Ichiro, he also reached on an error. And Mike Blowers had an inkling. I heard him on the radio pregame show. His pick, the clickage, and it was Mr. Smoke. Of course, you ride him every day. It paid off today, right?
It's paid off a lot of days with the year that Justin's having so far.
That's a good call. Swing and a miss by Mark Reynolds as Brandon Lee takes over.
Brandon came into the game and yesterday, the afternoon game, and saved it. 1-run lead. He had to protect it as Saunders goes out to left field for Pugaro. So a lot of speed in the outfield now for the Mariners.
Swing and a miss by Reynolds. Everybody familiar with the tough go that Brandon had in Baltimore earlier in the month. It was that 4-game hiccup that he had. He felt good about picking up that save yesterday, his 14th in 17 opportunities. He's ahead of Reynolds 0-2. He had a little inkling about the Mariners maybe getting a couple of runs before that inning started, right?
Well, I felt like that something good was going to happen in that inning, and because they've just really been shut down. And Guthrie starting to get their pitch count. He's been so good, and really those runs on Guthrie all unearned because of the error. Probably should have been out of the inning, but the Mariners catch a break. And the good news is they take advantage of it. They get their hottest hitter and Ryan up there. He gets a base hit.
Oof.
There's a bow tie for
yes,
you.
Sir. Hi, my name is.
Well, he started him off a little unusual for Brandon. He started him off with 3 sliders. Normally he's a fastball split, but he started with 3 sliders. Didn't want him hanging out over the plate, so he straightens him up with a good fastball at 98 miles an hour. That'll put you on your back in a hurry.
We were just talking about Nolan Ryan and where he learned the term bow tie from the great fellow Hall of Famer, Satchel Paige. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dusting him again. I think that one flat slipped.
Yeah, that was a split finger, only 87 miles an hour. He wanted that one in the dirt. Slipped out of his fingers a little bit early.
Now Reynolds, if you weren't with this yesterday, went upper tank with a home run. He's probably thinking, I'm going to get something outside. That's something from the Don Drysdale school of, have another just for good measure. But you don't want to mess around with a home run hitter, 9th inning up a run.
No. He'll go back to the slider here. He started him with the slider, see if he tries to finish him with it. Levo setting up away.
3-2. Came inside, he went, he's gone. Strikeout Reynolds. Reach home run hit by a Mariner player. Alaska Airlines donates 10,000 miles to our Make-A-Wish Home Runs for Wishes program. You can donate your own miles to Make-A-Wish at alaskaair.com. 1 out.
Just ties him up with a 96 mile an hour fastball. Levo was set up away, and that pitch just ran right in on his hands, and he couldn't hold up on it.
1 down. Here's Luke Scott. Scott 4 for 6 with a home run against League. Trap door on that pitch. Three runs by the Mariners, all unearned. Never you mind. They lead 3-2. 1-1 to Scott. 2-1.
Brandon looks like he's trying to find his split right now. He's only thrown a couple of them, but they've been up in the zone. Typically tries to bury that pitch.
Daniel Showalter. club had led all the way till the bottom of the 8th. 2-1. 2-2 now to Scott.
He's throwing hard tonight. That last fastball, 98 miles an hour.
One out, nobody on. Mariners lead by 1. A 3-run homer by Justin Smoak in the bottom of the 8th. It's giving the Mariners the lead. 2-2 to Luke Scott. Strike 3 call, 2 down. The league comes in and just paralyzes a couple of hitters here, and Mariners are an out away from winning this baby.
And 98 mile an hour fastball. He comes back with a split at 86 right off the outside corner. Nice job by Olivo framing that pitch. Scott not happy about it. Just off the plate according to the tracer, but a good pitch anyways. Pinch hitter. That's PA. Pinch hit for righty.
PA, last hope for Baltimore. And he's behind 1-1. One pitch. Well, fallow in 2. But Jeremy Guthrie was breezing along, throwing a fabulous ball game. He had 8 strikeouts through 7 innings. And if he makes the catch in the ground ball by Ichiro on the throw from his first baseman, he's out of the 8th inning. Gives up a base hit, then a 3-run check to Smoak, and the Mariners are a strike away from victory. The 0-2 from League to PA. Ground ball to second. This will do it. Kennedy to Smoak, and that's your ball game. Mariners win it 3-2, and for the first time since the second day of the season, the Mariners are 2 games over 500. What a comeback win.
One of the better wins we've seen from the Mariners this year. It looked like they were going to be out of it. As you mentioned, Guthrie in charge of this game. Nice job by Eric Bedard, by the way. That'll get lost in this because of the big home run by Smoak. And then Chris Ray also hasn't pitched much, comes back and does a nice job talking about it, holding everybody right where they're at, give the Mariners a chance. Brendan Ryan, of course, right in the middle of it. Seems like that's been the case for the month of May. And then Justin Smoak takes advantage of one of the few mistakes by Guthrie and hits a 3-run homer to give the Mariners the lead.
How about this? The Mariners have won 4 of 5, 11 of 13, 12 of 15. Take their record now to 28 and 26. Texas lost, so they pick up game on them. L.A. lost, they pick up a game on that. And how about Brandon League leading the American League in saves? Good stuff by the Mariners. An improbable win with Guthrie rolling the way he was moving there through this ball game with 8 strikeouts. He finished with 9. So the Mariners have taken the first 2 games in this series. Jen Mueller has Justin Smoak.
Justin and I were just talking for a second. You were waiting for that pitch. You knew that was coming, that home run.
Yeah, well, he's been working me away all night, so I was just trying to get a pitch out over the plate, and it was a hanging change up, and put a good swing on it.
Sounded good from the moment it left your bat. Did you see your teammates' reaction to that?
Yeah, it was fun. We just kept battling. You got to give it to Guthrie. He was unbelievable tonight, and he just kept battling, scratching, and finally got a key hit. In a key situation.
How about your pitching staff tonight? Just kind of the effort of Bedard and then Leak to come in and close it out there.
Yeah, Bedard pitched unbelievable for us tonight. Gave us a chance to win, kept us in the ball game, and he just, like I said, kept battling, scratching, and fighting, and luckily came up big right there at the end.
I know that you guys aren't in much to scoreboard watching. You're a half game out of first place, though. It's got to be something that's considered in that clubhouse at this point.
Yeah, well, we're all excited to show up every day to play because we know every day out there we got a chance to win, and that's what's fun about it, and just going out there and having fun and winning is by far the best part of it.
Absolutely. 14th comeback win this year. That makes it even a little bit more fun, doesn't it?
Absolutely, Jen. Thank you very much. And, Bill, we were talking about it in the press box with 2 on, 2 out there in the 8th, smoke up. You just figured the way it was going for the Mariners, the way it has been, he was going to step up and hit a 3-run home run, didn't it?
Well, to the team's credit, they just keep believing. And
finding
their
ways.
Pitching just keeps giving them more chances. Tonight it was a magnificent Bedard, but Chris Ray holding the fort and getting that one more opportunity. And Justin Smoke's got some power. You fooled me twice with the changeup. Shame on you, and he got him for a 3-run jack.
Number 8 on the year, and as Jen said, the Mariners now a half game out in the West. We'll talk about the West, hopefully hear from more Mariners inside the clubhouse as well as a skipper. Lots of good to talk about here from Safeco Field. Mariners postgame here on Root Sports.